Good morning everyone. We are taking Miss Chloe for her morning walk. Today it's a little bit early because we're on our way to church. So we had a nice time at our new church this morning and had a yummy lunch afterwards at Hillary's, which is just down the road from there. And yeah, it was just nice to do lunch after church, and we haven't gone on a lot of dates recently. Chad's been working a lot, so the fact that he was home was just really nice, and he is getting ready to leave Tuesday morning, so not tomorrow but the next day. And yeah, just soaking up the time together that we have. So nothing is new. Haven't been able to do my test. Cycle hasn't started yet. So I'm officially a day overdue, which is a little bit frustrating. But since I had my operation, I haven't had a normal cycle. So I guess I wasn't exactly sure what I should be expecting. But I have had the heating pack on almost 24/7 for the last two and a half, almost 3 days, I guess. So hopefully that means that it will be starting soon. So hopefully I can give you an update that I'm off to get my blood test done, so we can start medication. So that's kind of nothing new in that department. Wednesday night was football training with the girls, and really as of this last week I've not been able to do the training with expecting that I was going to be starting, so I'm kind of chomping at the bit. The girls got to pad up for training on Wednesday night, and it was really hard not to be in there and doing it. I'm having withdrawals. So this season of being on the sidelines is going to be an interesting one. So I guess that's another reason I'm just feeling like I haven't started yet, and I haven't started my meds, and I'm not able to train. And so that's been a little bit rough. So aside from that, I'm still feeling in pretty good spirits. So getting ready to go to training with the girls tonight. It is raining outside, but that never stops us from training anyway, but that's all good. I'm getting ready to set this one up with all her puzzles and stuff so we can leave the house. And yeah, getting ready to head over to training now. So nothing else has happened today. Still no new updates about cycle starting or meds or anything like that, which is a bit frustrating, but it's all good. Hopefully tomorrow. There will always be tomorrow, right? So yeah, just getting ready to make a hot cup of tea on the way out, and also my heat pack, because I've been living with that for the last couple of days. So have my heat pack all ready to go, and then we'll jump in the car and head to training. Hi everyone, I'm super excited. Finally my cycle came, so I'm on my way to the nurse to get my first blood draw done, and hopefully I can find out whether I am going to be starting my meds tomorrow. So I should know more this afternoon. Like I said, I'm excited. I'm trying to be a little tentative about it too, just because, well, they may push me to next month. So as excited I am to try and get started, I'm trying to just be sensible and not get my hopes up too high. But I've got my tea, I'm all ready to go, and then I'm off to meet up with my mum, and we're going to do Kings Park. So I'll fill you in more later.
well, that was harmless. Day one of many blood tests. Got my prick done, and I called and spoke with the nurses so they are aware that my blood test is in. The courier should be there at 9 o'clock because it is just about 8. And yeah, so hopefully I will get told tonight or early tomorrow if we start. So, blood test 1 down. Lots more to go. So I went in and had my blood drawn for the first day of my cycle, and once you do that, you have to actually let the nurses know by calling a certain phone number. They want to know so that they know to expect your test results. And all of that is marked urgent. So I did that while I was still in the office, and I heard the lady at the front desk answer. So I ended up just hanging up and speaking to her directly, and she sent on the message. So I was actually driving away, getting ready to meet my mum. We were gonna go do some shopping and then go to Kings Park. And they called me on the road, so like not even 10 minutes later. So they got back to me really quickly. So they just asked a couple of basic questions like name, birthday, address, all that kind of stuff, confirming who I am. And then they asked, and what weight are you? So I had weighed myself this morning, told them, and they're like, oh, you can't start this cycle because you're over the weight. And I was like, what do you mean? So the nurse on the phone then went and told me that I had to be 35 BMI, 35% BMI, and I had kind of vaguely known that, but not a specific number, if that makes sense. So I was just like, I had a nurse appointment 2 weeks ago and they didn't say anything. She's like, oh, well, I've got in the notes here that they talked about it. I'm like, well, me and my husband were there and we didn't hear that. So they may have skimmed over the information pack and said like 35 BMI, but they weighed me that morning and they didn't say, do you know that you're over and you need to go? So at first I was quite upset, and that lasted honestly for about 5 seconds. And then I just had to stop and I had to think, I knew that this may not happen this month, maybe for not that reason, but so I just asked a little bit more and I was like, okay, so what is the golden number I need to get to? Like, how much am I over? They did the calculations on the phone, they told me, and I'm 3 kilos over. I was like, okay, so 3 kilos is doable, and I'd like to do 4 if I can, to just make sure I'm definitely under and not have that problem again. So if anything, I was just disappointed. And I guess honestly, I was more disappointed in myself in the fact that I had got to the number that they needed before, and I've gained those 3 kilos post my surgery. So I was like, okay, I now have a month or maybe 5 weeks, because this cycle took longer to start than I had anticipated. So maybe 5 weeks to lose 3 or 4 kilos. And I was just like, all right, silver lining here, because I like my silver linings. I like to try and stay positive if I can. I have to remember, one, that God is control, and if he thinks or knows that I need to wait an extra month for whatever reason, there's a bigger purpose behind it rather than me being cranky about postponing it 1 extra month. I mean, we've been waiting almost 12 years, so really, what's 1 month in the big scheme of things? The second thing, and I think part of the reason I gained the weight, is that I have not been like actively training these last couple of weeks, thinking I was about to start any minute. So for those who don't know, I play American football here in Perth, Western Australia. Last year, the women started a league for the very first time, and I got to be involved in that. And then I was actually accepted onto the state team for Western Australia. So I actually got to represent WA in the state tournament last year as well. So that was just an incredible opportunity, and I've been itching to get it back, because I did football for pretty much a year straight, minus a couple of weeks between finals and that. And then that we finished up 2-3 weeks later, we went to the US. We went to the US for 3 weeks,
came back that following week, we did my surgery. So I haven't done football for a couple of months now, and that's the longest I've gone in the last year. So as I had mentioned earlier, I've been itching to get back at it. So I decided that I am kidding up. So I've paid my fees, and I'm getting my gear ready tonight. I'm going to training tonight, and I get to pad up. So I'm actually really excited about that, and I'm a goal-orientated person, and I'm so like having my lists and checklists and marking everything off, that having a strict timeline may actually force me to lose the weight and be more accountable with it. So at the moment we are still waiting, and I realize there's probably going to be quite a few setbacks for whatever reasons, whether it's the beginning of the process or in the middle of the process, and I always knew that that was going to be part for the course. So we're still waiting, and it's okay. Not thrilled about it, but it's okay. And I just have a month to get my butt into gear. I wasn't, like I said, I was upset at first, more I guess frustrated and angry, and then that dissipated really quickly. So when I met up with my mum, and we went to Kings Park, I wasn't sad. I wasn't upset. I was just matter of fact about it, spoke about it and moved on. And that was all fine until I started talking about my sister, and she's on vacation right now, but she lives on the Gold Coast. So she's not close right now. So I got all teary and emotional. I was like, first day hormones is always hard anyway. So I did have a cry. Anyway, so I got home and I actually called her and FaceTimed her, and she's Greek island hopping at the moment. And so I got to talk with her, and same thing. I started crying on FaceTime with her. I was like, I'm not even upset. I'm not even that sad about it. Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed not to start, but I wasn't, So hormones, you'll love them. I just know that this is nothing compared to what I'll be feeling anyway. So I just have to hold on. So this was our Kings Park adventure. So that was a lot of fun. I loved catching up with my mom. She's been traveling pretty much across Australia with her husband, and she's had to come back to get a little procedure done, and so she's all good, and hopefully just get to spend some more time with her, because I have missed her. Moving back to Australia, I really wanted to be close to my family again, obviously. But she lives in Denmark, so like 5 hours down south. So it's, even though we were here, it was still a bit of a trek to go see her. So I'm glad I get to spend more time with her. But yep, like I said, now I'm just getting ready for training, and hopefully I can show you some fun stuff. I'll also, in the comments area below, or the description below, I will put a link to our Facebook page. If you are interested, if you're in Western Australia, if you're in Perth and you're interested in gridiron, it is not too late. The season has not started yet, and we're still accepting members. So I'll leave some information where you can follow along on our Facebook page and get involved if you want to. Or if you have any questions about football or anything that I've talked about today, just leave it in the comments and I'll get back to you. So until next week, where I let you know where I'm at, and you guys have to keep me accountable for losing this weight. So hopefully next month is a better month, but I'm just looking forward to one step closer. That's all we're doing, is just one step closer. So till next week, guys, I'll see you later. Bye.